Okay. So today is August 11th. We are talking about what to do with new coaches, and we're going to talk about leads. And Lauren just signed her first coach today. Yay!
Yay.
Yay! And she's a new challenger as well, right?
Yeah.
She's never done anything from Beachbody?
Well, she's done stuff from Beachbody, but not like actual challenges. Like she's just got on and like bought stuff. And
Oh.
she's been promoting it and selling it. And I'm like, wait, you're not a coach? What are you
She like
doing?
posts about it and people buy it and she's not getting anything from it.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that. But before we start, I know there's only 2 of you on here, but hopefully everyone that's not on here is going to watch us later. I want to talk about challenge groups because I know we've discussed with Laura's team about changing the way we run them, but I feel like the past 2 weeks have been so confusing and not structured. And I think that we need something structured, at least in our team. Like her team's getting so big that yes, her team can do individual groups, but our team's still small enough that we can still run challenge groups together. So what I was thinking is do the same thing that we were doing with Laura's team, which Lauren, you weren't on her team yet when we did this. We did a challenge. We preseasoned every 2 weeks. So
Okay.
there were 2 challenge groups every month. There was one at the beginning of the month and then one at the end of the month or middle of the month. So I wrote on my calendar when I had some in mind. They're not exactly 2 weeks apart, but I think they're good enough that we can use it, and then I'll have people sign up to see who wants to lead them. I'm usually going to lead the first one of the month. So I'm going to lead the one that we have one that's going to preseason on the 24th. Oh no, someone said they were going to do that. I'll have to look at my post. So we have one that's going to preseason on the 24th and officially start on the 31st.
Okay.
So that means the last I would have someone sign up for for that challenge group would be the 25th.
25th.
The day, like Tuesday after of preseason, the latest, and they might be starting late. But usually, if you have someone buy on Monday, they can get it at least by Sunday or Saturday. So
Yeah.
that's fine. So then jumping into September, I have that we'll do a preseason on the 28th and start on the 5th. The only reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to do a group as well for just teachers.
Okay.
So most of my friends are teachers, so most of my challengers are going to fall into that. But anyone's more than welcome to run more groups during September. So then it goes into October. We have that group that preseason the 28th and starts the 5th. Then we would have one that would preseason the 19th, start the 26th. So that's going to be our true every 2 weeks, starting in October. So
Okay.
I want you to repeat that one more time.
Yeah.
The date.
All right, let me go back. So we have one preseason the 24th of August, starting the 31st. And I think some other people said they might lead that. I forget who said they might. And then I'm leading a teacher-only group starting the 14th. So preseason the 7th, start the 14th, only because, that's when we're mostly back in school. And then we'll also have another group. How about we'll just do it. Well, let me see for a minute. The next group then will be preseason September 28th, start the 5th of October. And then that month is when we're going to really do the every 2 weeks. So then since the one will start on the 5th, the next one to preseason would be the 19th. And then we'll just follow that groove of every 2 weeks. And I'll put up maybe we should do a Google Doc or something like that people can sign up for it. Who wants to lead it? I'll mostly do the first one of the month, but in this month's case, this month I will, but September, I wouldn't mind if someone would lead this one coming up because I'm going to do a teachers only group in the middle of September. So we'll see what people want to do. And you can team up with different people. Like Katie's doing one right now and I'm in it and so is another coach. So we're kind of it's really just that one coach putting the post up every day.
Yeah.
And we all just chime in. So it's not a big deal. Okay, so that takes care of that. So I want Team Nova to still do our challenge groups together. So we're going to do that as a team again.
Okay, good.
And if Revival wants, like I know someone posted the other day that they needed a challenger in something, and I commented that we have a group starting, and they put theirs in. That's fine, but we still want to keep. I think with us, we still have at least between 20 and 25 people in that group or less. We're not getting too big yet. So, okay, so let's move on. Talking about if you have a new coach sign. So I kind of had some things, like a list of things to do when you sign a new coach. This is for an active coach. So if you have discount coaches, you really don't need to do this, but this is for like an active coach, someone that wants to run this business. So the first thing I would do is talk to me when you find out that someone wants to become a coach. Talk to me to figure out where you should place them. At some point, you're going to know where to place them, and it's not going to be an issue. But like in the beginning, I literally would text Laura every single time I was signing a coach, and she would tell me where to place them for a business reason. Because you want to place your active coaches and your discount coaches on different legs. Your strong and weak leg. So like Lauren, your strong leg is your left side and your weak leg is your right side.
Right.
So you want to put, right now you're just normally you'd put her on your weak leg, but you're just going to put on your strong leg so you can go emerald, because you want to put your husband on your weak leg first.
Right.
So you can then use his business later in life. Like I put Mike on my weak leg, but I let it sit there for a year. I've only now started using it. And also my dad is on my weak leg because he buys Shakeology and I just run his business. So talk to me about placement so we know what to do. If for some reason you do mess up and it goes on the wrong one, you want it on a different one, you can email and have them change it, but it has to be within 72 hours, which is kind of the notice that you got today.
Yeah.
The second thing, make a graphic to introduce this coach. I mean, you can do something simple. Pull a picture from their profile and go into WordSwag and write like new coach or welcome and then put whoever it is. And post this in my team page, Team Nova, and then post this in Laura's team Revival. Okay. Yeah, and you're going to have to add them to those teams as well.
Okay.
So you can tag them in it. And I don't always, but I've kind of started to, I introduce them usually in either on my fitness page or my personal page. And I might, sometimes I, say something at the end, like if you have any health and fitness goals, talk to this person, because it kind of opens it up to people, kind of as a grand opening, but not totally as the one that you do in Coach Camp. So you can always do that as well. So then the next thing I said, add them to the page. I don't add people right away to Team Infinite Fitness, which I don't think, Lauren, you're even part of, or Team Resurrection. I usually wait until after Coach Camp because it's kind of overwhelming. Team Infinite Fitness is run by Cody Hickinson. I think it's Hickinson. And Team Resurrection is run by Nikki Mitten. And these are two coaches that are above us. Nikki Mitten actually sponsors the #1 coach in Beachbody. So we're part of her large team. And I like being part of these groups because people post questions that I never think of. Or if you're at work and, I'm unavailable or someone else is unavailable and you need a question asked, you post on there and someone's going to respond within minutes, because most of those people, that's their job. They're just Beachbody coaches. So someone's always on Facebook. So add your coaches, later to those pages. I wouldn't do it in the beginning. The next thing, which I don't even think I've ever discussed with either of you or anyone else, I always send an email to my new coaches. Lauren, I did it with you because we met personally.
Yeah.
I don't think I did. You know I did.
No?
Okay.
But
so I usually send an email and it'll say like things to do, and I can put my sample email. I'll upload it on our team page so you guys can see it. Let me write a note. but it literally just gives like a welcome. I'm glad you're here. Tell me your goals. Do you want to run this business like I am? Do you want to do this just for extra cash? Or are you, what are your goals in this? And what is your reason? What's your why? Why are you doing this? I ask those kind of questions. I ask when we can meet to do a call or meet up. Lauren, I met up with you. And then I also give information about send up their EF, whatever it is, their bank.
Oh, your EFT.
Yeah. So it goes through to let them know how to do that. I'll put that document up under our page when we get off of here so you guys can save it. And I got it from another coach and just used it. Okay, so then what I do is I set up a Zoom call. This is all relatively new, so if I didn't do this with you, that's probably because I've only started implementing it a couple months ago. I set up Zoom calls and I'll meet with you. And so this is something good to do because then you can talk to them. A new thing I've started to do because I learned this from Summit is ask them if you can be straight up honest with them. I talked to some of my coaches and said, they're saying they're having trouble with this and that. I say, can I be totally honest with you right now? If they don't want that kind of feedback, then I'm not going to give that to them during their coaching experience. But if they do, then I will be honest with them, give them advice about things that they posted or, things like that. But I just talk to them kind of about the business and talk to them about Coach Camp, bring that up, and any questions they have and things like that. I mean, you can.
Well, you've helped me already.
What?
I said, you've helped me already because I get word vomit. I'm so excited about passing on the information that I drown them.
But it's funny because I look back at my last, even my time hop, I'll look at things I posted last year because I started a year ago, and I'm like, why did I ever say that or post that? Or my messages, I'll look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. I mean, you learn.
Yeah.
You learn. You're still in Coach Camp.
Yeah.
Take a break. And then also talk to them about Coach Camp. Number one thing, talk to them about the expectations. The expectations are they need to be on each call. The calls are there's only 3 of them on Wednesdays. So they need to be on those calls. That's very important. Unless they have something like my one coach, she got married, so she's going to be on her honeymoon. And then another coach, she works night shift some nights, so she couldn't get on one of the calls. So if you have something like that, it's not a big deal. But if you're oh, my child wanted to go get ice cream. Well, really? You knew this was happening. So plan ahead so you can, plan something or back up. I talked to them about that, and I talked to them about making sure you do the assignments every day. The only reason we're strict about this is because we see a difference with the coaches that go through Coach Camp and actually do it and that don't. So you need to make sure you're doing this. And if my coaches aren't participating within 3 days, I'm on them. I'm messaging them saying, you need to do these, these assignments and things like that. And I always warn them before, when I'm telling them, do you want to be part of this? And I say, this is strict and it's only because it's going to help you. And I make sure I tell them that. So if they say, yes, I want to do it, then I'll then, put them in the Coach Camp once it starts. So Lauren, if you want to ask her this tonight, our next Coach Camp will be that the first Monday of September. So I'm thinking Laura will start at the 7th. I don't think she's going to start at the 31st. So I'll have to check with her. I want to break off and do Coach Camp with just Team Nova at some point. But if it's just one coach for September from all of our coaches, then we'll just join Team Revival because it's better when there's more people in it.
Right, yes.
This is something that I do. This is my last tip. This is just something that I enjoy doing. I send a gift to my new coaches. Now I'm thinking, Lauren, did I send you one?
No, girl, that's okay.
Oh my god! 'Cause I'm like, I went on vacation right after you.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
No, but it's not a big deal.
I will send it to you when I get home tomorrow or whenever I go to my house. I have things, what I do, like, I find a gift that I get for all my new coaches and my Emerald coaches, and then, like, I just buy in bulk. So it's just there to give when someone becomes coach. So for my coaches, Lauren, you'll see in the mail. For my new coaches, I usually send a notebook because they can write down all their information that they're going to talk about in coach camp. Laura does a notebook. I think she also has done like a planner thing that she bought on Etsy, and then she just makes copies of it. Some other coaches, I think, I'm trying to think what other coaches do. They mostly do notebooks for that. For like Emerald coaches, I usually do something that's like green, like a necklace or earrings or something like that. There is a set when you go start 1-star diamond, just with our team, it's known that your coach will give you a diamond, or not diamond, will give you a Tiffany's necklace. But yeah, a Tiffany's necklace. But that's like a known thing within our team, Bombshell Dynasty. That's what we give for the 1-star. So Laura went 1-star at Summit, and her coach brought her necklace. That's cool.
That's cool.
So yeah, and I do little things here and there. You know, if one of my coaches is working really hard, and send them a gift or showing commitment, things like that. I think it means a lot when they see that you're spending an investment in them as well.
Right.
So giving back is a huge thing. I then want to talk about also leads. So when you become Emerald, you qualify for free customers. Free customers are people that order on like infomercials or QVC or things like that, and they don't sign up with a coach. They go to someone. Someone gets that profit.
Right. I was wondering about that.
Yeah, someone gets that. So, like this week, I've gotten a couple like leads of people that bought samplers of Shakeology, bought Shakeology. I don't really get many programs, maybe once every couple months, but I get a lot of new members as well, or club memberships. And I always send an email to them. And that's really my only advice for leads, is sending an email, because there's really nothing you can do because you don't know them. So
Right.
I send them an email, and I've only gotten 3 people replied and I get about 10 leads. Well, not 10 leads. I get maybe like 6 to 7 leads a month. So I don't get a lot of responses, and it's normal not to get responses because people think it's trash, so they just delete it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've gotten a few people that respond to my email, and I'll also post that email that I send to my leads in our team page. I send an email just welcoming them. I take out, I kind of edit it with what they ordered and put, thanks for ordering, or I see you ordered this. And then at the end, it has what I want to do for them, and then has my email address, and it has my Facebook and my like page address, so they can find me on there. I'll upload that. So how you get leads is when you're Emerald, and those leads you get are just people that want a free coach. So if you just are Emerald, you qualify for those leads. If you are Emerald or higher, and you reached Success Club 10 the month before, you qualify for those leads that give you money. So since I was Success Club 11 last month, I qualified this month for leads that are going to purchase things, and I get that credit. Now, let's say you are Emerald and you didn't get Success Club 10 last month, and you get a lead this month. It's because they signed up for a free coach, and you're their coach. But if they you contact them and they say, hey, I want to buy Shakeology, you send them that link, you get a point from them. So you get money and you get points in anything in after that first time they don't sign up with you. So you do benefit from those leads later on, because I had someone sign up for a free coach, and I emailed her, and I didn't get anything at first, and now I just looked and she ordered Shakeology a couple days ago. So, you get something eventually from them if they continue or anything like that. So that is all I have. Are there any questions?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's your question when you're done?
I guess part of it is for like inviting people, and I do the form and I'm like asking about their family, what they're doing in their life, what they do for a hobby, just kind of starting out the conversation that way. And I don't know if you found this, but like people in Lancaster are super conservative. Like they aren't willing to spend the money, and I struggle because I feel like I have to be so nice that like I understand it's expensive, and yeah, I can talk to Jesse or I can talk to you and say it's totally worth it. Like, I'm spending that money. Like, I know you can spend that money. You're spending $150 going out to the bar every weekend. Or you could spend $140 and quit complaining about your fitness and your health and how you look.
Right.
But, like, I have trouble saying to them, okay, here's the reality of the situation.
Not everyone's gonna say yes. I don't think we talked about this yet in Coach Camp, but they say about every 10 invites you get one.
Yeah.
So it's not like I get a ton of invites, or a ton of yeses. A lot, I will say a ton. I'm at the point in my career in this that I get a lot of referrals, and that's how I'm getting a lot of my people this month, because they see that their friends doing it with me, and then they're like, oh, I want to do it with them. So, but in the beginning, it was a lot of no's and no's and no's and no's. Some of those no's come back and say, yes, I want to do this. What I will say, things that have helped me with not pushing to them that they want this, but something I've helped was so time out. I don't even think we talked about this in Coach Camp. When we do our form, okay, let's say, the conversation died down. It's been a couple days. I wait until a week to do the invite. So I'll invite a week later and say, unless they have come out to me and said, I want to do this.
Right.
I wait a week and I invite them and say, hey, I've been thinking about you since last week when we chatted. I have a challenge group or accountability group that is coming up. Would you be interested? Then that's when I'll go through if they say yes, I go through everything. When they come up with the money argument.
Yeah.
Well, okay, hold on. So then I say, okay, what are your health and fitness goals?
Right.
They'll tell me those goals, and I say, why do you want to do this? They'll tell me why they want to do this. Then I tell them, what program would match best with them. If they come at me with that money, whatever they're saying with the money thing, I'll say, I 100% agree with you because I felt the same way when I started, but I knew that I rather spend the money than feel one more day the way I did.
Right.
I also have done, I get people that say, can I just do the
program?
Yeah, the program without the shakes. Yeah, you can do that, but I will say your results are going to be better. And would you stick to something that you're going to spend over $100 with, or something you're going to spend $40 to $50 with?
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't going to give up on P90X3 because I spent $200 freaking on that, and I was in grad school. Like, I had no money.
Right.
So I've also talked about, this is an investment in you. You need to focus on yourself right now because you want to do da 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 da. What was their why? If they're talking about because they want their confidence back, they want to be able to play with their kids again, go back to their why, because that makes them remember, you need this because you said you want this, and this is an answer. So I kind of go back, and that's why I've started to ask them their why. Normally I ask them what their goals are, but I want to ask them why they want to do this. Away from the weight loss. Why do you want to do this? Because I want to lower my blood pressure. Whatever it is. And that kind of helps them. Nikki Mitten gave me the advice of saying this is an investment in yourself, and that's kind of helped some people as well.
Yeah.
It helped me. I didn't want to do it, but Laura told me, you need this. You said you want this. And I was like, you're right. I do.
Yeah. That was kind of the same thing when I first, so I was looking back, I started in 2012, like way back. None of this stuff was in place. Like but I still like go off of it because some of the stuff is the same. But yeah, it was a long time ago. But yeah, I look back and I'm like, I definitely didn't want to do it either. I said I had no money. I just got out of college. You know, Jesse and I had just moved in together. Every excuse in the book, but at the same time, you know, I wanted to get in the best shape of my life, and that's why I started doing it and spent the money. And now, I mean, we've been doing Shakeology. We probably took maybe a couple months off at one point, but for the past 3 years, we both have been doing Shakeology. Yeah. And I 100% am like absolutely love it.
So I mean, you have to kind of think about when you started. I know, Jess, it was the same thing. You knew you wanted to, but you were like, I'm not ready. And then you came back in a couple months. I tend, because a lot of coaches say, well, I feel like I'm pushing.
Yeah.
I tend to not think of it as pushing. I think of it more as they are feeling the exact same way that you did before you started, scared. Like they're scared. I just got the warning for 10 minutes. They're scared though. They don't know that you need to almost prove to them that this is worth it and that they're worth it.
Yeah.
I know people that put it on credit card and didn't tell their husband because but then came back and said, look what I did. Like, you know, so yeah, it is tough. It is very hard. Someone posted about this in one of our pages the other day. Or yeah, someone did. A coach posted something the other day, and someone commented on it and said, "I'm tired of you posting things like this," and she just like commented about how you kind of have to have rhino skin, like.
Well, then don't look at it. I mean,
yeah, exactly. That's what she replied. She said, you know, you can scroll through or you can unfollow me. These are the steps you can do, but I'm not stopping this because I'm changing lives. But I mean, you do have to develop rhino skin. There's one in a couple times that sometimes something irritates me, but I've just gotten used to just whatever. And I think it's going to help me in life too, because if something happens at work, something happens with a friend, I kind of just let it go.
Yeah.
You develop this rhino skin. But yeah, I mean, some people will, you know, you'll find the money. A lot of times I get that, or the time.
Yeah.
That's the one that bugs me the most because
it's 2% of your day. I saw you post it.
Yeah, and like you guys are all busy. Like, Jess, you're a mom and you find time to do it. Like, there's always time, you know? You can find time. You know, are you watching 30 minutes of TV at night? If you are, why don't you do this during it? Do it during, you know, watching your show. Put it on the side. So, any more questions?
I have a question. I posted something on the team page about I have somebody starting Insanity Max 30. And I know most of the challenge groups are like more geared towards the 21-day fix. And I texted her today and was like, look, here's what I have for challenge groups. Here's what's going on right now. Which would you prefer? But I was just curious to know, like, do we usually only run 21-day ones, or how's it usually?
The form that we have is developed for the 21-day fix, but I use it, like right now I'm running a group and I have 2 people doing size in it and they're still in it. I will, like, if it's a 21-day fix post, I will put, you know, on the top, this is for my 21-day fix people.
Okay.
I do everyone to go, you can always, like, you know, the challenge group form that I've sent you, you can always change it too. You can change the pictures, you can form, you know, to make it for any group.
Right.
So no, I would put them in the group because we have different people doing different different programs. And Insanity Max 30 is one of those that you're almost like, you need someone as an outlet because it's so
I was shocked when she told me because she was a no for the longest time. And then last night, she like texted me at like 11 o'clock at night. She's like, what's your coach ID number so I can sign up for this? And I'm like, oh, are you doing the thick? She's like, no, I'm going to do Insanity Max 30. I'm like,
okay, that's a nice
I mean, that's
connection.
awesome, but
I know.
oh my God.
That's crazy.
I was like, all right, sure. So
when does she want to start? Because we have that group, that preseason's the no, wait, I'm in the wrong month. Preseason's the 24th.
24th. And that's what I said, because she just ordered it last night. So she probably will get it this weekend.
Yeah.
So she hasn't texted me back yet, but I asked her if she wants to start right away, I can Katie let me into the Labor Day one.
Yeah.
I can put her into that one. And if not, and she wants to wait and take a look at it and prep first, then put her in the 24. What's the meal plan like for that one, for that program?
I didn't follow the meal plan. I followed the fixed meal plan. Did you, Lauren?
Yeah, that's what I did. I followed the fixed meal plan while doing Insanity Max 30. I just upped my
calorie-wise and everything.
I went for like the upper end of the calorie bar when like taking the containers. So if I had an extra veggie or if I had an extra fruit, I wasn't worried about it.
Yeah.
Because you have to.
I think it does come with a plan. And I did Insanity Max 30 for the first couple weeks without following any meal plan. I just did the workout. Then it does come with one. But my girls that are doing size right now aren't following the meal plan. They're just eating healthier. So but if someone posts a fixed meal, they will, they'll make that, So really, same when I did P90X3, I didn't follow any meal plan. I didn't know such thing. Because the 21-day fix was actually released when I was in the middle of P90X3 last year. So it wasn't even, it was new. So I didn't even have a meal plan to follow. I just did Shakeology and I still lost 10 pounds. So
yeah, I would say that, just by doing Shakeology and taking bits and pieces from different programs, like from the 21-day fix, or even like you said, Kayla, just eating healthier, like making sure you're getting fruits and vegetables, limiting, the carbs to bad carbs versus good carbs, and kind of going from there, because honestly, you need to have carbs. I noticed when I would do Insanity Max 30 workouts in the morning, if I didn't have either like quinoa or sweet potatoes or something at night, in the morning, I just did not have the energy that I would have otherwise. Like I needed that, complex carb to get me going.
Yeah.
So definitely like gear her towards that, healthy carbohydrates,
And she can look up 21-day fix approved meals on Pinterest, even though she doesn't have the containers, she can still follow them,
Right. Yeah,
so,
I wasn't sure because I haven't done that program yet, and I just wasn't sure like with the calories and how much more intense. I knew it was more intense than the fixed workouts, but as long as she follows.
I don't know though, Jess. I started the 21-day fix yesterday and I am so sore.
Seriously?
The regular fix. I'm not even doing extreme right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm using different muscles that I haven't been using. Oh my gosh. And there's no weights with Insanity Max 30, and now I'm doing weights and I'm like, oh my gosh. My leg, like I'm doing the whole where you have to like sit, put your hands on before you sit on the toilet. Like it hurts.
Yeah.
So, any other questions? We have 2.5 minutes here. Nothing?
Oh, I'll have some. Not right now.
Okay. Well, if you don't have any more, I'm going to wrap up because I have a date to play video games with my boyfriend.
Sounds like fun.
I'm not even kidding you. We brought out the Nintendo 64.
That's awesome.
So I will post this. Eventually it has to process and everything on YouTube. I post these all on YouTube, by the way, on my YouTube account. I will post it on our team page. I'll post the lead email that I sent, and I'll post the email I sent to coaches.
All right. Great. Thank you, Kayla.
Yep. Yeah. Have a good night.
Bye.